We went to school at a time when schools were very few in this country, very few and very far apart. And I could remember those years when I passed the common entrance, getting to Banjul here. Indeed, it has not been easy. But today, children don't need to travel that far. Within every reasonable distance, there is a primary school, a middle school, a senior secondary school. There are skills and training centers being established across the entire country. For the first time, a university has been established in this country. The educational system has indeed come a long way.
And do you know why? Do you know why? Because my generation is certainly more lucky than yours.
Absolutely.
Are you jealous about that, Mr. Diva?
Well,
you go and tell the president.
Okay. I cannot be jealous. I can only be proud. Proud of the future. You see, when there is light at the end of the tunnel, when there is a glimmer of hope at the horizon, actually it inspires people. A whole generation of Gambians will have to take the lead. Up to nation building is a process. A generation of people will have to sacrifice. They will have to make the ultimate sacrifice for generations yet to come. This is what is called nation building. In Japan, in other parts of Asia, Abdul, when we were young, nations were at the crossroads in their transformation. But the generation of Japanese, Koreans, Taiwanese, even the Chinese, and all the others might pass away in history. They may not be the people who are to enjoy the fruit of their labor. But of course, it's their children and children's children. This is the sacrifice they are talking about when it comes to nation building. But what President Jammeh is doing now is not for himself to benefit from. You see, it is generations of Gambians to come, the young ones and others that are supposed to come, that are supposed to enjoy. But it's not all about enjoyment. They have to build on the momentum. They have to take it from where he left it. Abdul, this is what we call nation building. No, we can never be envious. We can only be proud that the future for the young, after all, may be bright.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Keba Diba and Alhaji Mudu Juf. You've taken up this commentary all the way from Birkama, and now we are in Busumbala, making it all the way to Banjul. Of course, you've touched on so many important issues. But Mr. Diba, I say we believe in God, yes? And we believe on the path that Islam has placed us. We believe in God because we are Muslims and Christians. But we also believe on the leadership he has been able to provide for this nation. But how do you sustain that momentum? You know the momentum is building, yes, but it needs to be sustained, fine. But how do we do that as youth? I think it's not only enough to say I have a voter card, yes, but to go out and vote for the president massively on the elections. Keba, I was talking about the need to sustain that momentum. It's very, very important. I think you threw out the issues raised were how will the youth repay the president in his efforts to lead this nation to, bring progress and development to this country. How do we do that? That's the issue. People are speculating or anticipating that we are going to come out with 90 or 95% of votes. Total vote counted for the president. But what is our margin of error? I think these are some things that we need to consider. The president was quick to draw the line, during the tour, to say that he was not on campaign. which was very clear. But of course he was ready and he was willing to share his agricultural experience. But how do we vote for the president come November 2024? What is our margin of error? What is your anticipation? Where do you project the votes to be?
Well, Abdul, I will not want to make any projections here as to the vote tally come November 24th, 2011. But you see, Abdul, I have been speaking to political commentators and going by what had happened over the past 17 years and going by the adoration of leadership that we are seeing. Abdul, if Jammeh's development record over the past 17 years is anything to go by, if the mass defections that we are seeing from opposition ranks to the APRC are anything to go by, if the Gambian people, in the president's own words, are supposed to return gratitude, then there is every reason to believe that the margin of victory will be greater than whatever had been attained in the past. I don't want to give you figures, but certainly speaking, Abdul, even political commentators believe that yes, come November 25th, it will be a landslide for the president. Well, during the course of the tour, party officials, politicians, supporters and sympathizers have of course been making their predictions anywhere in the range of 90 to 95%, some going up to 98, 99, even 100. I would not want to make projections, but of course even those that have made the projections, there is a always a margin of error, either plus this or minus that. Whatever the margin of error may be, predictions that have been made, projections that have been made, all point to a decisive victory. Decisive could be anywhere between from 80 upwards or even 75% upwards. I am not tagging statistics to it. I am only saying what could be considered decisive victory in this case. But then let's wait and see. It's a matter of time. November 24th would certainly come. The defections that we have seen, the president said he is not going to take them at face value, meaning that he would want to see what comes at the outcome of the elections at the battleground, whether the defections would really be translated into votes for the APRC. And then we have seen, of course, there were symbolic scenes during the meeting in Nyoro Jataba. And Nyoro Jataba in the Kia West district. Nyoro Jataba is Kia West is a stronghold of the opposition. The APRC had tried over the years to wrestle that parliamentary seat from the opposition. They were not able to do it. But this time around, we have seen massive defections from the UDP that has taken this seat over the years. And if you go by the statistics, one is inclined to believe that if all these defections are anything to go by, the balance of political power in the district will certainly be shifted in favor of the APRC. You go to Woolly West too, that's also another stronghold of the opposition, Doi. Sidi Ajata being the candidate, having won in successive elections, the APRC tried and failed to wrestle that seat from him. But again, we wonder, we were greeted by massive and mass defections. And again, the impression is that if these defections are anything to go by, certainly the APRC may also be on course to win that seat as well. So all these things add up. It is fairly reasonable to believe that come November 24th, it will be a landslide. But the percentage, absolutely, I may not be able to give up.
Thank you very much, Mr. Diwe, for those analyses.
Probably Alaji Modu Juf and